Welcome to Suite 303. I'm your host, Jay Stoyan, and on the show today we have human rights lawyer Wade Poziomka, all the way from Ross and McBride in Hamilton. Wade, thanks for being on the show today.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Jay.
This is very appreciative. We're very honored to have Wade. We have a long history with Wade and Ross and McBride going back probably about 5 or 6 years ago when we met in Variety Village there, Wade?
Yeah, I think that's right, Jay. I've seen the Disability Channel grow from the beginning, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Pretty much, yeah. You've seen it. I remember when we met through a friend of ours, and I still love that you treated me for lunch that day. So I thank you very much for that, Wade. I appreciate that. And I know people don't probably know a lot about Ross and McBride, but I know you do wonderful things for our community. So can you tell us a little bit overview of Ross and McBride, and then we can get into your role, if that's okay?
Yeah, so Ross McBride is a regional law firm in Hamilton. So we do a fair bit of work in Hamilton and in Toronto. We're a full-service law firm that basically has every practice area within the firm. There's about 45 lawyers here currently. So my particular practice area, of course, is in the human rights practice group. So a lot of the work I do is around accessibility, disability rights, discrimination type cases, and some employment law as well.
And can you tell us with the current status of what's going on in the world regarding COVID and other things changing of the governments? Can you tell us, has it sort of upped your business or put things on hold? Like, how are you doing today? Like, sort of
thing.
Thing.
So I've been busier than ever, Jay. So I, as you're aware, I act on both sides of the fence. So for employers and for employees. And what we've seen because of COVID, especially in the beginning, was a lot of uncertainty around the financial situation of companies. And so there were a number of layoffs. And then, of course, government programs, terminations, discrimination type claims. Everything in my world has expanded significantly. I'm working more than I ever have these days.
So tell me, how did you actually pick this field, Wade? Like, how long have you been in the business and been a lawyer, and how did you actually get into this field?
Yeah, so I've been practicing law for about 10 years now. Right from the get-go, when I came out of law school in 2010, I worked for a judge on the Court of Appeal first, and then I came to Ross and McBride, and I just saw a gap. The system had changed in terms of human rights in the province of Ontario, and there weren't many lawyers, I could count them on one hand, who kind of specialized in the human rights world. And so I saw a gap there, and I saw the potential to do a lot of good work. And I had come out of law school wanting to help people, right? And so this just, it fit with what my ambition was at the time, wanting to promote disability rights and do that kind of work. And so I saw that gap, and I jumped into it and dedicated kind of all of my resources and my time to human rights.
And working, like, since you're knee deep into human rights, can you tell us a little bit where some of the things that you see time and time again, and because I'm sure a lot of people will know, okay, human rights lawyers, but what are some of the more more, I don't want to say popular, but more items that you get called about?
Yeah, so the majority of my practice, Jay, is discrimination type claims. So, an employee in the workplace gets injured, or they have a chronic disability, whether it be depression, anxiety, and they miss some work, for example, and they get disciplined or terminated as a result of absenteeism, or they require an accommodation to do their job and effectively participate in the workforce, and that's denied to them. So a lot of the work I do is around that, is around the duty to accommodate. These days I've been doing a lot of educational work as well, where I'm speaking at conferences or doing training for employers, because really, I think, Jay, what I'm seeing is that there's a lot of distrust on both sides of the fence. I think employees don't trust that their employers will understand their situation and offer accommodation. And on the flip side, I think employers are thinking, is this employee making this up? Do they really require this accommodation? Are they using this as an excuse to get something better in the workplace? So there's a lot of distrust and misunderstanding. And so I've really focused a lot of my work to the educational component these days.
And how do you find, with COVID has put a little bit of fuel on the fire, how do you find this new element in your life?
Yeah, it certainly made things worse. Unfortunately, in times like COVID, I think human rights are all the more important. But I think the tendency for employers, when they're focused on, the viability of their firm or their company, they want to stay afloat financially. It's not on human rights, unfortunately, in most circumstances. And so I always try to remind my employer clients, look, this is really rough for you. I understand there's lots of financial uncertainty, but think about your employees, many of who probably live paycheck to paycheck. And especially if they need accommodation in the workplace and you're focused elsewhere and not on kind of what that duty is. So I just try to bring the balanced perspective, regardless of which side of the fence I'm working on.
So let's take you through a scenario of, let's just say you were contacted by a person who they feel like they were, I guess, mishandled or discriminate against their law firm. So what, they would just sort of basically look up a law firm who handles human rights cases and see you guys, and then what, you guys give a free consultation or something like that? Or
Yeah, so
how would that work?
A lot of the work that I get will come from word of mouth. So past clients that I've had. So, you know, I'll get probably 2, 3, 4 new clients contacting a day for an intake. So, you know, that's a big part of my day, talking to new people about their situation, seeing if it's something that I can help with. And if it's not something I can help with, referring them to someone who can. That's kind of, for the most part, how my day will go. And there's a lot of people that need help, Jay, and there's no shortage of people coming in for consultations to get that help and to get advice on their rights. Sometimes I'm telling them, you don't need a lawyer right now, right? And most of the time I'm not. It's just giving them some quick advice. Here's what you should do. Call me back if anything kind of happens. But in situations where someone's been terminated or where they're off work and they have a wage loss because their employer is not accommodating them, that's when we'll open a file and bring them on as clients and provide representation.
Well, speaking from my own case, I know when we met, we were talking about the CRTC and the Broadcasting Act and how the disability people were not being recognized or supported. A lot has changed since then. We're actually dealing with all the broadcasters across Canada, along with the federal and provincial government. So thanks to you, Wade, the Ontario government has really supported us financially. They're our partners now. So we are changing a lot of lives, success stories. Persons with disabilities and veterans getting off full-time assistance or part-time, learning a skill, getting a job, getting paid. And that goes, a lot of you, thank you for that, because you helped us a lot. Because I remember about 5 or 6 years ago, I was really struggling. Like, we were really struggling to get recognized and get supported. And we were so innovative at the time that I think people just didn't really know what we were and what we do and what. So helping us a lot means a lot to us. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem, Jay. I'm happy to support you. And from my perspective, it's all you. You have a group of dedicated people there who are committed to providing information and a platform, the benefits of the disability community, but not just the disability community, the community at large. And you have the support of the Ontario government. So kudos to the government as well. And I know you've overcome many obstacles to get here and to do the great work that you're doing today. So I'm happy to help always into the future.
That's great. Before, we're going to bring on a special guest, Dave from the Super Bowl. We want to bring him on. He's right now in media role. But before we do, I know we're just getting ready. I'm just talking to my producer. Hopefully he's able, because his schedule's so up in the air down at Tampa Bay right now. Tell us quickly your connection with Hamilton and what you do for Hamilton, Wade.
Yeah, so I live in the Niagara region, Jay, but basically I've always worked and kind of gravitated towards Hamilton. A big part of my practice as a lawyer is pro bono work. So I will dedicate about 20% of what I do to pro bono initiatives. I just finished arguing an injunction for homeless encampments in the city of Hamilton. So, from my perspective, there's always work to be done. And I think lawyers are in a very privileged role in society, and we have an obligation to be giving back. And so, I do my best not to forget that as the years go by, and make sure that I'm dedicating a sufficient amount of time to those initiatives for the community.
So that's great. I think we're going to take a break. Before we do, Wade, if people want to find out more information during commercial break, give us your website, and then we're going to try and get Dave on the call. So we're going to be back. But before we do, just give out your website, if that's okay.
Yeah, for sure. It's www.rossmcbride.com.
Thanks, Rod. Thanks, Wade. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back hopefully with Dave, and you can say hi to the Super Bowl and give us 1 second, okay?
Great. Sounds good.
Thank you. Okay. Welcome back to Suite 303. We just took a commercial break, and here we have Dave Stevens, our legendary sports reporter, all the way from Tampa Bay, Florida. He's at the Super Bowl 55 for us. Dave, thank you for taking the time to be on the show today.
Hey, we're just getting the word out there for TDC and everything that we're doing here. The league's been so great. We've already started interviewing, had Rocky Bleier yesterday, just spoke with Randy Grimes, former Tampa Bay Buck, 10 years in the league, who battled substance abuse and has made a comeback. We got Ryan Leaf tonight. We got JB Smoove. We got Chris Long. We got Nate Boyer. We got Jan Stevenson, wow, legendary LPGA golfer coming up. So, there's not a lot of people here, but we're doing it as virtually as we can. And with my team of BJ Ganem and Sam Coonan and all of our disabled crew that's down here, we're just going to try to tell the story. I just posted a video, a behind the scenes look for our TDC viewers out there of what's going on for Media Row, the little gifts and all kinds of things. So, that's the story, is the non-story of not a team here. There, the Chiefs aren't here yet. The Bucks, obviously the home team, you can't get access to them. So, out of 25, this is the most unique Super Bowl I've ever been to.
This is great, Dave. Well, Dave, say hi to Wade. Wade's our human rights lawyer up in Hamilton. He's done so much integral work for our platform. Wade, do you have a question for Dave, a Super Bowl question?
Who are you rooting for, Dave?
Well, my heart being a 55-year-old old man, I'm going to go with Tom Brady since I'm closer to his age than Patrick Mahomes. But, I picked every game in the playoffs except for Seattle's opening round loss. And I think the Bucks could do it. I really think their offense is geared, to suddenly explode. You got, Brown, all the guys that are suddenly, hitting their stride. Gronk is now ready to catch a ball and do those kind of things. So, I think Kansas City's going to win, but I do think that Tom Brady, you can't rule those guys out, especially as hot, winning 3 games on the road all the way to get to this place. It's pretty exciting.
I'll be watching. I'll be watching you on Sunday.
Yeah, so we have Dave down there, our reporter. Dave's been Wade. Dave has been with us from day one. It's so funny how me and Dave met, 7 years ago. So Dave's been so integral in bringing our channel down to the USA and just showcasing abilities. He's a remarkable man. And now we also have somebody else on our dial. We have Josh Reimer, who's also a Canadian boy. So he's down there. Have you seen him, Dave?
Josh is
where's Josh?
Literally sitting behind me. Hey, Josh. Yeah. Put your mask on and come over here a second, please.
Yeah, so Josh is another guy. So Josh is he's from Vaughan. So I've known Josh for a few years, and Dave and Josh have a great working relationship. So Josh said, hey, Jay, I'm going to be down there. And so he's joined our sports department now. So between Dave and Josh and myself, we have quite the sporting team, and we have lots of other people. So I just want to thank, I don't know if Josh can come over. You can come over. I'm going to get back to Wade, but I really want to thank you, Dave. If you want to pop in anytime, I'm okay, because I know Wade's a busy guy, so he's got to get back to his office work. But I want to thank you for tuning in, Dave. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, hopefully, can they take my picture real quick? I'll kind of show you why it's kind of it's historic here. Let me see if I can get this to work.
Can we bring in that other camera and show Wade the Super Bowl?
It should be up. Lewis, if you can put it up. Yeah, take a look at this, guys. This is Radio Row, and this would be filled with pretty much every superstar, celebrity, athlete. There's Josh. Hey, Josh, can you wave for us? There, yeah, Josh Rimmer is going to hopefully be talking to you guys later in the week. But like I said, it's virtually nobody here. There's a lot of empty tables, and usually by Tuesday, you're set. But
Sam.
This is the Disability Channel.
Hey, where's the banner? Show the banner. You got the banner?
Hold on. Let me get down here. If you want to take this screen full. Let me pop over here. I'm going to lose my headset.
Look at this, eh? Here's the banner. Where's Ross and McBride logo? There it is. There's Ross and McBride logo. At the Super Bowl. Nice. That's awesome, Dave. That is so cool. Hi, Sam. That is so cool. There's his Emmys. He's a 7-time Emmy Award winner, Wade. Dave Stevens.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's exciting to be down there.
We're really excited. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Dave. I really appreciate it. I'm going to get ready to wrap up the show with Wade, but I really appreciate you taking the time, Dave. I know we're going to be connecting all week. Tell Josh, wear those TDC shirts. Wear those shirts, guys. Love those shirts. So thanks so much, Wade. I want to thank you for being on the show today. If people want to find out more information regarding Ross and McBride, again, can you give out your information if that's okay?
Yeah, it's www.rossmcbride.com.
That's great, guys. Well, again, I wanted to thank our guest today. We had Wade Poziomka from Ross and McBride, and of course, Dave Stevens from the Super Bowl regarding our sports team. Josh in the background. We're going to be tuned in all week. Tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be on Q107 with John Derringer at 9 a.m., and then we're going to be on TSN later this week, along with Watch Us in the Toronto Star. So we're very excited. We're very grateful for everybody that's supporting our platform. We're changing people's lives, success stories. Again, I'm Jay Stoyan. You're watching Suite 303. There's George Chavallo in the background. We'll see you next time.